Hello my friends, today we're learning Bava Basra Daf Tzadik Dalet, and it's very exciting for me because for a long time I've been behind on the shiurim and I've been traveling. It's not been as easy. I have a lot of gratitude to my wife who's been pushing me all the time to keep on going and not stopping, and today my father learned with me 3 daf. That was also very helpful. So I'm very happy. It's a great day for me. So we're going to start with the Mishnah Tzadik Gimel Amud Beis. Says the Mishnah: Amoiche Peres lechaver Reuven sold Peres to his friend Shimon. Aryeh mekabel olov, so Shimon accepts on him roiva tinoifes lesel. For every saw that he sells, it's acceptable that there is in it a quarter, a quarter of a kav tinoifes of earth and dirt. We're going to see in the Gemara exactly why this tinoifes. And Shimon can't complain. Teinim, if Reuven sells Shimon Teinim, Mekabel Olov, Shimon has to accept Eser Mertulois Lemea. For each 100 that he buys, 10 with worms is normal, and he can't complain. Martev Shel Yain, if he sold him a cellar full of wine, Mekabel Olov, the buyer Shimon accepts on himself Eser Koitzisois Lemea. If 10 barrels are not good wine, it's normal. Kankanim Bashorin, if Reuven sold Shimon Kankanim vessels made out of clay in a place called Shorin, Mikabel Olov, it's accepted that Shimon won't complain. Ese pistois lemeo, if 10 of them are bad kankanim, and the Gemara is going to explain a little more. Says the Gemara, Toni Rav Katina. Rav Katina learns roiva kitnis lesor. When it says that you accept to get roiva, it doesn't mean roiva earth in a saw of chit. It means roiva of other grains or kitnias that are not as valuable as chitim, but it doesn't mean to get dirt in them. V'afuris loy, said the Gemara, on earth not, only kitnias, but to earth not. V'omar Rabba Barachia katustofa mishmei de Rabba. If someone takes out some stones from the pile of wheat of his friend, says the Gemara Daf Tzadik Daled, he has to pay him Dmei Chitin because he had a pile of wheat and now he took out a stone. If he wouldn't take out the stone, he would sell it as if it's Chitin, so he made him lose. He has to pay him Dmei Chitin. Kitnis, so 1 second, so it's a kasha. We said that there's no afuris, there's only kitnis, and you see they could even sell wheat with afuris. On that, the Gemara answers kitnis roiva. No, what Rav Ketinoy said, he means to say that the Mishnah says that you could have mixed in it a roiva is kitnis. Afuris be'erev pochos miroiva. You can't have such a big amount. Yeah, you could have a little bit, and therefore, if someone takes out from someone's pile the dirt, he has to pay him. But if it's a whole roiva, that's too much of dirt. Frag the Gemara of afuris roiva loy. Is it not true that you could even have earth? Roiva kavanit v'otanya. It's in the brayse amoiche peres lechaver. If someone sells fruit to his friend, if it's chitin mikabel olov roiva kitnis, the buyer accepts that it should have a mixed in a saw of chitin or roiva kav of kitnis lesaw. Soirim, if he sold him barley mikabel olov roiva nishoives lesaw, the buyer accepts to have a quarter of a roiva of hay in the soirim. Adashim, if he sold him lentils, mekabel olav roiva afuris lesaw. If he sold him lentils, it's accepted to have even a quarter of a kav of dirt. My love, if who adin lechitin usorim, is it not the brayse means to say each one it tells you what's normally found in it, but it's not different. And if in chitin there was afuris, is also okay, and it's a kasher of katina. Says the Gemara, no, shiny adashim the me'aker akrilu. There's a difference. Wheat and barley, the way you cut it with a knife like a magal. It's a special knife to cut it, and therefore there's no earth. And if someone has earth in it, of roiva, he could complain. He said that's not fair. But the adashim, lentils, the way you take it off the ground, you uproot it, and therefore there's earth in it, and therefore the buyer understands that there's earth in it, and he doesn't complain. Said the Gemara, if so, elatama da adashim. If so, the reason is by lentils the me'aka akrelu, because you uproot it and therefore there's earth in it. Aval chiti v'sori loy. It's mashma now. If you were saying the opposite, we have a raya to Rav Katina. Dafka by Adashim he accepts roiva afuris, but by the other things not. So we could see a raya to Rav Katina that by chitin you can't have roiva afuris. Tifshoit mino, let's bring a raya chiti v'sori afuris lo mikabel, a raya to Rav Katina. Says the Gemara, no. Lo ilom chiti v'sori mikabel afuris. Really, even by chitin, by wheat and barley, also accepts to get a roiva of dirt. So why did the Brisa say the din of Afur is dafka by Adashim? Adashim, it's a bigger chiddush. The salke daito chamina I might afford keven de me'aka akerlu. Since the way to cut it off the ground is to uproot it, yoisim rova anamele kabel. So when a person buys Adashim, he's willing to accept even more than a roiva kav of Afuris, because it's normal, because that's the way you uproot it. So there's lots of Afuris in it. Komash malon, that's what the Brisa is telling you. That even by Adashim only up to roiva, but for sure the same din applies by chitim and sorim, and therefore there's no raya to Rav Katina. Obviously there's no kasha on him, but there's no raya against him. Omar Ravuna, says Ravuna, in bole napois minape eskuloi. If someone bought chitin or so, and he starts sieving and checking how much chitin and how much dirt is there in it, or how much Adashim is there in it, and he finds out that there's more than a roiva. So let's say he finds out that there's a half of a kav of dirt in it. So the shaila is, does a seller need to pay him back a quarter or half? Because there's a tzad to say that he pays him only a quarter, because you have to accept in yourself a quarter, so there was a half, so I pay you that quarter. There's another tzad to say, like Ravuna actually says, that if he checked and there was more than a roiva, he has to pay him for the full amount of dirt that was in it. Says the Gemara, Amrilo, they asked, Dina, some people say it's Dina, it's Meka Din. For Amrilo Knos, some people say it's a Knas, and we're going to explain. Amrilo Dina, that it's Meka Din, Mandioiv Zuzi, Aperish Apiriyaiv. Someone who pays money, he's accepted for a saw of chitin, he wants to get a full saw of chitin. V'roiva loy torach inish. That, and if there's a mixed in it, a roiva of dirt, he's not torach to start sieving it and suing the seller. Yoisim roiva, but if there's a lot in it, more than a quarter of a kav, torach inishi bothers. The cave and the torach, since he starts sieving and checking, torach bekule is not going to stop until when there's only a quarter. He's cleaning everything, and therefore he gets paid back everything, because really he wanted a clean saw. Normally he doesn't bother because it's only a little bit, but once he starts bothering, he deserves a full amount. And some people say it's a knas. Roiva shchiach. Roiva is normal to have in a saw. Yoisa, more than a roiva, lo shchiach, it's not common. The iu, the oriv. And if there is more than a roiva, it must be that the seller mixed in specially dirt in to gain more money. And since he mixed it, we came into oriv, since he mixed it in, kontura bonon bekulu, we punished him on everything, really, until a quarter it's okay, and he doesn't need to pay back that quarter, but because he put extra in, we give him a knas, and he has to pay for all the damage, for all the bad part in the chitin. Meisive, we have a kasher ravona. This is talking about kilaim, kiles roim. They're not allowed to plant different types of seeds together. It says, Kol saw sheyesh bo roiva mimin acher. Every saw of planting seeds that has a quarter of a kav from a different type of seed, you should sieve out the mix. What's mixed in it, they should be less than a roiva. So V'ro, the Bnei Yeshiva who asked the kasha for the roiva de kilaim, roiva of kilaim, they're not allowed to plant a saw of kilaim that has a roiva of a different type of seed in it. It's kiyosim roiva docha. It's like more than a roiva over here that you're not allowed to sell. The kotoni might. It says you should take it to less than a roiva, but it doesn't say you should sieve it totally. And Ravuna says that he gets the full money for all the rubbish that was in the chitin. So it's a kasha Ravuna. Said the Gemara, lo, roiva de kilaim, a quarter of kilaim mixed in, roiva de ochadomi. It's like roiva de ochel. I mean, like by when you sell with a roiva of dirt, it's okay. Really, me ikar din matura. If you have a bit of a roiva, a kav of other mixture in it, it's okay because it's not choshev enough to be considered kilaim. So the Gemara, Yochi, if so, am I in my? Why do you need to sieve out and take away? If it's okay, like we said, by selling it's okay over roiva, planting is also okay over roiva, why do you need to take out a little bit? So the Gemara, Mishum Tchumra the Kilayim, because Kilayim, we machmer, it's a Issa, and we machmer extra. So the Gemara, Yochi, if so, so the Gemara, Daf Tzadik Daladon base, Ema Seifa, let's look at the Seifa of what we learned, Rabbi Yossi, you don't have to just yimait, you have to make sure that there's no other mixture in it whatsoever. Says the Gemara, if you're going to tell me that when you have a roiva in kilayim is like more than a roiva by selling and therefore it's forbidden. This is a machloikes. That baya issa when it's more than a roiva, when it's a roiva by kilayim, that's a issa. You have to yimait, but once it's less than a roiva, can't give him a knas and say you have to sieve all the way through. Rabbi Yossi Sova Kantzina, and Rabbi Yossi says, since you had more than you allowed, you have to make sure they have nothing from the mix. Elo Yormas Kuroiva Domi, if you're going to tell me that really in Kilayim Roiva Me'ika Din is mutter like to sell, Amai Yover, what's Pshat in Rabbi Yossi? Why do you need to, what Rabbi Yossi was machme so much, okay, very good that you need to be Mimait because we Kilayim we more machme because it's Isurim, so you might should be enough like Tanekama, like Chachomim. Why do you need to, what's Pshat in Rabbi Yossi? Why is machme or nachmor, they have to sieve all the way till the end? So the Gemara Hosamaynu Taime, over there the different reason to Rabbi Yossi, Mishum demichzik kayim kilayim. Once you're starting to need to sieve because you have a roiva is okay. But the reason why you need to be mayet lefi chachomim is because by kilayim we were machmir. And Rabbi Yossi holds once you're starting to be mayet, if you leave the other mix in, it looks like you're specially planting a mix of two different types. And therefore it looks like you mekayim kilayim, and that's a problem. And therefore once you start to have to be mimayit and take out the mix, then we tell him you have to take out all the way. And that's the reason. So we don't have a raya from here. Two people deposited, Reuven and Shimon deposited by Levi, their money, one gave 1 money, it's 100, and one gave 200. And we don't know who gave who, and the Gemara explains over there they deposited at the same time, so the one who got the deposit is not going to remember. Reuven says, I gave 200. Shimon says, no, I gave 200. So Levi, who's keeping the money, gives Reuven 100, Shimon 100, the third 100, he keeps it by him until Eliyahu will come before the Mashiach comes, and he's going to tell him who to give it to. So the Gemara, what's the kasha from here? The Gemara sees, Rav Huna said we give him a knas on the other part, on the roiva, because there was more than a roiva. So also here we should give a knas to the person who's lying, and we shouldn't give him back anything if we give a knas in such a case, and therefore Levi shouldn't give back any of the money. So the Gemara, no, this is how you should put it. Hosom, over there, over there, for sure Reuven deserves 100, and for sure Shimon deserves 100. The third 100 we don't know. Hochab over here, but here maybe the one who sold it with more than a roiva, maybe he all mixed it in specially, and therefore it makes sense to say that he has to pay back all the mixed in part in the sale. So says Motoshma Miseifa, let me bring you a raya from the Seifa of that mission in Bobby Kama. I think it's Bob Mitzia. Omar Rabbi Yossi, if Levi gives back Reuven 100 and Shimon 100, the liar is not going to lose and he'll never admit. Levi shouldn't give back anything, and therefore the one who's a liar who really deposited 100 will admit at one point because he doesn't want to lose his 100. So the Gemara is asking, we could see from over there, from Rabbi Yossi, we could see that a raya from Rabbi Yossi that we give a knas on the whole amount. So it's a raya to Rav Huna. So the Gemara, no. This is how you should put it. Hossam, there's one of them, or Reuven or Shimon, is for sure lying. Here we're not 100% sure that he really mixed it in. So who said we should give him a knas on the part that's normal to have in the dirt in the wheat? And therefore we don't give a knas. And therefore there's no raya from Rabbi Yossi to Rav Huna. Toshma kamanesin, shtar sheyesh beribis, a shtar that says that Reuven owes Shimon. he borrowed off Shimon £100, we has to pay him £110 because of interest. So we give him a knas, and he can't claim lo yisaker, not the capital, but lo yifaribis, and not the interest. So we could see we give a knas because of the ribis on the actual capital. So l'chara Torah to Rav Huna's shitta that you give him a knas because it was more than a roiva, also on the basic, also on the roiva. So this is how you should put it. Hosom by ribis mishas ksiva uda avalei shuma. That writing a star of ribis is already loito signal of nesha, is already a issa. He did the issa. Hocha by here when he sold more than a roiva of dirt in it, miyema de'aruv oriv. We know 100% they did something wrong. Maybe by chance he had more dirt than normal, but it's not 100% that he did something wrong, that he actually mixed in bad stuff in it, and therefore maybe we don't give a knas for the roiva. Toshma come and listen me safer from the safer of the Chacham arguing on me, and they say goyves occurred. Even if there's ribis, you can claim the capital. But ain't no goyves or ribis, but you can't claim the extra interest. So we could see a cash on Rav Huna that you say that we don't give a knas on the thing that's allowed because of the thing that's not allowed, and therefore in a person who sold more than a roiva of dirt, he should only have to pay the extra from the roiva dirt, but the roiva itself he doesn't have to pay back. So the Gemara, no, this is how you should put it. Also, over there by the loan, the capital, there's no problem in lending money with no interest. If you lent 100, you should get 100 back. Hocha, but here maybe all the dirt is also. Why? Because maybe all the dirt is moicha mixed in, and therefore you should pay back. If someone specially mixed in dirt in his wheat, for sure he needs to pay for it, and therefore maybe in our case you need to pay for all the dirt. But in the case of Alavor, the actual capital, there's nothing wrong in the actual capital, and therefore you don't need to pay for it. The Gemara continues, but we're going to leave it over here. Just going to finish with a quick word on this parasha that my father told me. It says, Lo b'shamayim, lo yimor mi kachenu lanu me'ashamayim. It says that it's not far away, and the Rishonim learn that it means it's Toma mitzvah's tshuva. And what does it mean that it's not in the sky? So we know there's a mitzvah to put on tefillin, there's a mitzvah of tzitzis, lots of mitzvahs, and most mitzvahs in the Torah, let's say tefillin and tzitzis, you'd have no clue if you'd read the Tanakh without Chazal, without the Mishnayos, Gemaras, etc. You'd have no idea how tefillin looks. There's tons of halacha leMoshe Sinai, there's tons of machloikesim in tzitzis, how you knot it. Until today, there's tons of ways how to knot your tzitzis. So says that. So that's pshat in the pasuk that tshuva is not like tzitzis or tefillin or other mitzvahs that you need Chazal b'shamayim to go nevuah, Kabbalah Moshe Sinai to know how to do it. No, tshuva is easy. Bepicho v'lvavcha la'asot. All you need to do is to say, Hashem, I regret what I did. I regret that I hurt people. I regret that I made people sad. And then v'lvavcha, and to feel inside pain. Why did I make that person upset? Why did I get angry with him? And that's already it. It's not very complicated like other mitzvahs. Good Shabbos.